Members of the media, good afternoon, and thank you for attending today's press conference, the press conference for the month of May. Today, I wish to address two main topics: economics and national security. Firstly, on the economic front, I recently entered into talks with the Paris Club in order to secure for the Federation the kind of financial space that we need if we are to implement the type of programs and priorities that are important to us. As you may know, it is not usual for upper middle income countries to be granted any form of debt restructuring by the Paris Club. However, as the IMF and other impartial agencies have attested, St. Kitts and Nevis has been managing its financial affairs in a manner that is both responsible and impactful. As a result, despite the most precarious global economic landscape, there is a sense within the international financial community that the decisions made by the government of St. Kitts and Nevis on matters financial have positioned us in a good position, all things considered, to withstand the financial stress, or stresses, I should say, that are plaguing the international community. In addition to this, however, I left the Federation very much determined, I should say, to return with substantive results for our country. And that is why my team, and that is exactly what I should say, my team and I did. Indeed, what we were able to secure was indeed a landmark stock of debt restructuring deal, which was actually the near culmination of the debt restructuring program launched by my government 1 year ago. That is June of 2011, to be exact. This has not been an easy accomplishment, but it was and continues to be for me a priority. As a result, determined to produce results for our Federation, the effort involved 6 rounds of complex negotiations. The end result, however, was that the Parish Club, as a result, agreed to restructure over 20 years the entire stock of debt outstanding, including our arrears. I'm very pleased to report that a grace period of principal repayments was also secured, with concessional rates of interest being applied to the rescheduling. In addition, there is every possibility that in addition to the aforementioned accomplishments, there will be additional concessions, including the outright cancellation of over 60% of the multilateral debt. This, I emphasize, is an extraordinary accomplishment that will redound to the benefit of the Federation for generations to come. And I am most pleased to be able to share this information with you, in addition to the fact that following 3 years of decline, the economic outlook for our Federation, as projected by the IMF, is now quite positive. And since we are discussing the economy, I wish to share with you also the fact that as an outgrowth of the recently concluded partial scope agreement, a technical team from Brazil has been identified to work with our own government in order to ensure that the Federation generates the maximum feasible benefits under this very important agreement. In my previous press conference, I explained that these benefits would be in terms of our appeal to local and foreign investors, jobs, and exports. In addition, Brazil is joining the Caribbean Development Bank as a non-borrowing member that will nonetheless be contributing to the bank's development fund, a very clear benefit to the countries of our region, including our own St. Kitts and Nevis. Also on the economy, the press now has, I believe, a better understanding and a wealth of information and appreciation of the Sugar Industry Diversification Foundation and the role that it will play, or the role it has been playing in the development of the economy as it is pushed to new frontiers to realize the unexplored potential of our people, especially in several different areas. Now, with reference to national security, I want to emphasize that there's a great deal to report as well. In fact, I should say that Chile recently contributed some $1 million for social development in the Caribbean countries, of which 113,000 $113,000 will be targeting gender-based violence in the region, which is a development that is very much in keeping with our own recently announced crackdown on domestic violence in our federation. In addition, as you may know, the United States, it has committed some US $3 million direct bilateral assistance to St. Kitts and Nevis since the 2009 launch of the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative, which has been used in a wide range of security programs in order to combat transnational crime. New funding will include some US $200,000 or over $500,000 EC dollars to enhance the professional skills of St. Kitts and Nevis's law enforcement through the purchase of new equipment, training, and the mentoring of St. Kitts and Nevis personnel by U.S. government experts. And also there is the US $192,000 to expand the St. Kitts and Nevis prison system. Finally, our youth development programs will be further enhanced by a US $4.4 million, which is the U.S. Partnership Program to bolster youth entrepreneurship in the Eastern Caribbean. This, of course, as you know, is very much in keeping with the YES program and the STEP Foundation, which have been so critically important to the Federation's young people. Finally, members of the press, I wish to close by advising that in light of the extreme distress that the CLICO, BICO, DEBCO has inflicted on the people of St. Kitts and Nevis, I made a point of raising this matter with the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago quite recently, because as you're aware, the former Prime Minister Patrick Manning, had made some rather important commitments in an effort to address this rather pressing matter. The Prime Minister has assured me that she indeed intends to honor those commitments made by the former government, and so we move forward on this basis while mindful of the importance of maintaining contact and ensuring clarification and confirmation as this may be pursued in our planned meeting for the middle of next month, June. And now, members of the press, I will stop here and I will entertain your questions that you may have. Thank you.